All right, so I just started the live stream here, so we're good. All right, good morning, everyone. Today is June 19th, 2021, and we're here for first appearance. It's Magistrate Court, Clayton County. I'm Judge Knights, and today I'm just going to inform you of certain things here: your charge or charges, your bond amount if you're entitled to a bond, your next court date, which is your preliminary hearing date, and also I'll appoint an attorney to represent you if you qualify for court-appointed counsel. But most importantly, though, I'll tell you about your constitutional rights that you have. They stay with you, or they've been with you from the time you were arrested, or even before arrest, and it goes all the way through until the conclusion of this matter against you. So you have these rights, no one can take them away from you. And I encourage you to exercise those rights and speak with an attorney if you have any additional questions. I just started a live stream on YouTube. So I want to tell you, first of all, your constitutional rights. Most importantly, you have the right for the state to prove any matters against you beyond a reasonable doubt. And so because it's a live stream, please resist the urge to tell me facts about your case unless I specifically ask you something related to your case. Don't tell me, because today is not about trial. So I don't want you to say something that, some facts about your case, and then someone goes and reviews the YouTube and you incriminate yourself. So you have the right to remain silent and not say anything, because anything you say can be used at a later court proceeding. You have the right for the state to a grand jury. So the state, which is the prosecutor, the district attorney, can present your matter to the grand jury. Those are citizens of Clayton County. The grand jury is made up of citizens of Clayton County who pretty much will listen to facts and evidence from witnesses that the state presents, and they can decide if the charges or charge against you are valid, and they can move forward. And if they do, then that will be considered a true bill by the grand jury, and that is for serious felonies. For less serious felonies and for all misdemeanors, you have the right to an accusation. An accusation is just a charging document like an indictment, but instead the district attorney for felonies and the solicitor general for all misdemeanors goes ahead and puts your charges on the accusation, and then the case can move forward at that point. So you also have the right to see, hear, and cross-examine any witnesses that the state can call to testify against you. So that means there's no secret, right? The state has to bring the people that are going to testify, whether it's law enforcement or regular citizens, and you have the chance to cross-examine them yourself, through your attorney, and go forward there. You also have the right to subpoena witnesses on your behalf and to present evidence on your behalf and to testify if you choose to do so. No one can force you to do so. You have no burden. The state has all the burden. You have the right to a speedy and public trial by jury. You have the right to an attorney at all stages of any proceedings related to these criminal charges or the criminal charge against you. Also, keep in mind today, some of you will get bonds and some of you will not. We're a magistrate court, and by law in Georgia here, the magistrate court judge cannot give everyone a bond for certain type of felonies, or if the nature of the charge and the person's criminal background and also unknown factors related to the seriousness of the offense, there can be no bond. And lastly, if you're on parole or probation, generally you cannot get a bond today. So that doesn't mean you'll get a bond never. It just means you won't get one today. All right, your next court date is your preliminary hearing date. Your preliminary hearing is your probable cause or prelim hearing. Probable simply the reason for your arrest. The law enforcement officer has to say with certainty. It's called, they have to state articulable facts. They have to say it and outline it and say the valid legal reason why you were arrested. If they can't give a valid legal reason, the magistrate court judge can dismiss your charges. And that is also not a trial, but there's a lower burden of proof there, the probable cause standard. And if there's probable cause, meaning more likely than not, then the judge can then bound your case over to Superior Court if it's any or at least one felony, and State Court if there's at least all misdemeanors. So that's the next court date. Now, if you're charged with at least one felony, then that preliminary hearing date is August 2nd at 8:30. If you're charged with all misdemeanors, it's August 3rd at 8:30. If you do not receive a bond today, your bond hearing is August 6th at 8:30. Keep in mind, if you bond out of jail, then the preliminary hearing date that I just said, August 2nd or August 3rd, it automatically goes away. If you wish to have it and you're bonded out, speak to your lawyer. But if not, that date goes away, and then you'll wait in the mail for your arraignment date. All right, so that's only for folks who bond out. Now, I don't know what that arraignment date will be if you bond out. You have to wait for notice from the court. They'll send it to you. So make sure your address is valid and you're getting mail. Also, if for whatever reason you wish to change your phone number or address on the court-appointed or appointment of counsel application forms or the form that you completed, I can change it here for you. I have those printed out and ready. So I do want to mention about bond. For a bond, if you get a bond today, you can contact the bonding company, and that bonding company can charge a fee. Generally, sometimes it's up to 15%. Please check with the bonding company to find out what that fee would be, and they'll let you know. Also, if there's property, there's the equity in the property generally has to be 3 times the bond amount. So if the bond, for example, is $1,000. The equity in the property must be at least $3,000. So the other issue or point I would wish to tell you about bond is that if I give you a special condition, that means that you can't go somewhere or you cannot contact someone. So if you go somewhere, that's a violation of the special condition of bond. If you contact someone, that's also a violation of the special condition of bond. So if I say, for example, don't contact Joe Smith, you can't contact Joe Smith. Don't go back to 123 Main Street, you can't go back to 123 Main Street. Failure to follow these special conditions can result in additional criminal charges like influencing a witness or aggravated stalking, those type of charges. So keep in mind, again, today these things are in place, the special condition or the bond amount. When you speak with your lawyer, those things can be changed. So today is not permanent. It can be changed if it's modified before your preliminary hearing date or before you bond out or at your preliminary hearing date. These are the times, any time between now and then. It can be changed, but you have to speak with your lawyer so they can do what they need to do to contact the state, which is the prosecutor, and they can go forward and decide there. So when I call you, I'll let you know, one, this is your charge. These are your charges, your bond amount, if you're entitled to a bond, your next court date, which is your preliminary hearing date. And I will appoint an attorney to represent you if you qualify. And lastly, I open the floor for questions if you have any, but keep in mind, I'm not your lawyer and I can't give you legal advice. So if it's a legal question, I can't answer it. I can only answer those 4 things that I talked about: your bond, special conditions, if any, next court date, the attorney, and we can go from there. So each of you raise your right hand for me. All right, each of you solemnly swear or affirm any statements or testimony you will give in this first appearance matter now pending before the court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God.
Yes, I do.
All right, deputies, I'm ready. We're doing the females first.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. What's your name?
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Leah Bailey.
All right, good morning. I'm aggravated assault. There's no bond on that offense today. Your preliminary hearing is scheduled for the 2nd of August, and that is at 8:30, and your bond hearing is scheduled for the 6th at 8:30. And, ma'am, I'm looking at your application for court-appointed counsel. I will appoint an attorney. Do you have any questions?
No, sir, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
You can go back to
Yes, ma'am. What's your name?
Haley Chang.
All right, Ms. Chang. You're charged with 1 count of theft by shoplifting, misdemeanor kind. Your bond is $2,000, and your preliminary hearing is August 3rd. That is at 8:30. And yeah, ma'am, your application for court-appointed counsel. I did appoint an attorney to represent you. You have any questions, Ms. Chang?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, ma'am. What's your name?
DeAndre Dorsey.
Darcy, charged with 1 count of giving a false name, date of birth, or address. Bond is $1,000. Prelim is August 3rd, 8:30. And I will appoint an attorney to represent you. All right, you have any questions, Ms. Dorsey?
No, sir.
All right, thank you. Yes, ma'am. Is this Ms. Jones?
Yes.
Ms. Jones, 1 count of simple battery. I'm sorry. 1 count, yeah, simple battery. There is a $3,500 bond. There's a special condition that you have no contact with Kyle Balin. You can't return to 276 Montego Circle in Riverdale. If you go back to that residence or need to go back to get any property items, you have to contact the sheriff, or you have to contact the police and make an appointment with them within 10 days of your release, and they will go with you to get any belongings from that location. All right, ma'am, you understand what you're charged with, special condition of bond?
Yeah.
You got somewhere to go, Ms. Jones?
What do you mean?
I see you walking off. You finished?
I
All right, you have any questions?
no.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Goodbye.
All right, what's your name?
Kristen Watley.
Ms. Watley. 1 count of simple battery. Your bond is $3,500. Preliminary hearing is the August 3rd at 8:30. And the special condition of bond, no contact with David Haynes. Ma'am, do you live at the 100 Morrow Road address?
I do.
All right, can't return to that location. You have to make an appointment with law enforcement within 10 days of your release so that you can go there with them to get any property from that location. And I will appoint an attorney here to represent you. You have any questions, Ms. Wiley?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor. This completes the female side. We're ready to start on the male side.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Deputy. Yes, sir. What's your name? Good morning. You say your name for me, please?
Jeremy Cadell, sorry.
All right, Mr. Cadell. One count of driving under the influence of alcohol. 5,000 is your bond. You have a preliminary hearing scheduled for the 3rd of August, 8:30. And Mr. Cadell, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions? All right, thank you, sir.
Morning, Honor. Gregory Colburn.
All right, good morning, Mr. Colburn. You're charged with one count of parking or prohibit or stopping in the roadway. One count, and that's 500 is your bond, and one count of DUI, less safe. 5,500 is your total bond, sir. You charge. You have a preliminary hearing date of the 3rd of August at 8:30. And application for court-appointed counsel, sir, is approved, and I will appoint an attorney to represent you. You have any questions, Mr. Porto?
No, sir.
All right, thank you, sir.
You have a good day.
All right, so Mr. Foreman, one count of cruelty to children in the 1st degree. Sir, there's no bond at this time. You have a preliminary hearing scheduled for the 3rd of August. I'm sorry, the 2nd of August at 8:30. You have a bond hearing date of the 6th of August at 8:30. And sir, I will appoint an attorney to represent you. You have any questions, Mr. Foreman?
Earlier they told me to set it up to the 2nd. It was number 2, not number. It wasn't number 1. It was number 2 because I was asleep. Because how it was happening, I was asleep. It said it was number 2.
I keep hearing you saying 2. What's happening, sir? Can you repeat that?
Yeah, what you said, the charge, the detective determined, well, the detective told me it was number 2 because I was asleep, because I couldn't control because I was asleep. And it happened while I was asleep. They told me it was number 2 up there. The officer told me that. And deputy, I forgot her name, Officer Brown, and it was another one.
You said it was number 2?
Yes, sir. He said it was number 2 because it happened out of my control because I was asleep.
You said cruelty to children, that you mean like the 2nd degree?
No, like she said it was like because I couldn't control it because I was asleep, and she was like, it was put up. She was like, I couldn't control it. She was like, I told her I was like, it was out of my control. She did it while I was
You
asleep.
said a deputy told you this?
Yes, sir.
All right, so go ahead and tell that to your lawyer, sir. Today there's no bond, and that's the bond hearing date and the prelim date, the 2nd and the 6th of August. Talk to your lawyer about those details, sir.
Yes, sir. Kavarius Low.
All right, Mr. Lowe, one count of criminal trespass, 2,500 is your bond. Simple battery, 3,500. Obstructing or interfering a 911 call, 1,500. 6,500 is your total. No contact with Rachel Thompson.
Okay.
You live at that address, sir, the 596 Lassiter Street?
595.
You live there?
No. Well, I did, but not no more. No.
Right. Your preliminary hearing is scheduled for the 3rd of August, 8:30.
Okay, thank you.
And lastly, sir, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. What's your name?
Mr. Pratt.
All right, Mr. Pratt, one count of criminal damage or criminal trespass damage to property, so misdemeanor. 3,500 is your bond. No contact with Stanley O'Connor. And what is your phone number?
I don't have one.
What's your address?
Scarlett, I don't really know the address because I just moved.
All right, sir. I'm appointing an attorney to represent you, but I don't know how to contact you because you have no phone number, no address. All right. You wish to leave an address where they can reach out to, or someone's phone number they can get a hold of you?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. You said no?
I barely don't have it with me right now.
All right. Well, sir, you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Parking. Commissioner Park.
You make parts.
How you doing, sir? What's your name?
Make parts.
All right, Mr. Parks. One count of driving under the influence of alcohol, 2,000 is your bond. Following too close, 500. No insurance, 1,000. Distracted driving, 1,500. 4,000 is your total. August 3rd at 8:30 is your preliminary hearing. I am appointing an attorney to represent you. Mr. Parks, you have any questions?
No, listen.
All right, thank you.
Give me your name.
Good morning, sir. My name is Clayton.
Good morning, Mr. Pickett. One count of disorderly conduct, your bond is 1,500. Your preliminary hearing is the 3rd of August. That's at 8:30. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you. Mr. Pickett, you have any questions?
No, sir. Happy Juneteenth.
Thank you, sir. You too.
Mr. Reed.
Hotel Reed.
Mr. Reed. Good morning, sir. One count of reckless conduct. The bond is 3,000. And the 953 Tower Drive, do you live there, sir? Do you live there?
You said, do I live there? Yes,
What's your
sir.
answers? You live there?
953 O'Hara?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. I will appoint an attorney to represent you. You have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, thank you. All right, can you hear me? All right, Debbie, it's frozen. There we go.
We lost you for a second. This is Mr. Smith right here, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Mr. Smith, you're charged with one count of criminal trespass.
What?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you, but, I mean, criminal trespass, that's my home.
All right. The warrant reads, during a domestic with his living girlfriend of 15 years, no children, never married, at 8432 Cedar Creek Ridge, Riverdale, Georgia, 30274, inside Clayton County, Georgia, commit the following. The offender threw several dishes and a glass vase on the floor, causing the items to break. The vase was observed by this officer, broken, victim Cynthia Gamble. You understand what you're charged with, sir?
Yes, I understand my charges, but, man, that's my home. I pay rent there, I pay everything just about there. I ain't pay for her 2 grown kids. Leave.
All right, sir. I'm reducing your bond to 500. You have any questions?
Okay. No.
Preliminary hearing, August 3rd. and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Curtis Wood.
Mr. Wicker? All right, reckless conduct, 1 count. Your bond is 1,500. Preliminary hearing is scheduled for 3rd of August, 8:30. And Mr. Wicker, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions, sir? Let me ask you this, what's your monthly income here? 1,500?
Yes, I'll be doing that.
All right, sir, you have any questions?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Young, step up for me.
Roger, Young.
All right, Mr. Young, good morning, sir. 1 count of carrying a weapon or without a permit in an unauthorized location. And your bond is 3,000. Preliminary hearing is scheduled for 3rd of August, 8:30. I am appointing an attorney to represent you. Mr. Young, you have any questions? No questions?
No.
All right, thank you, sir.
Mr. Young, have a good day, sir. Mr. Young.
You too.
Mr. Young, please step up for me, sir. Thank you.
All right, this is W.T. Young. Mr. Young, 1 count of aggravated battery. There's no bond today. Your preliminary hearing is scheduled for the 2nd of August. Your bond hearing is scheduled for the 6th of August. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions?
Yeah, there's no bond at all. I didn't even do anything. There's no bond at all. My family will get me out. I can't fight it in here. They had all the proof that I didn't do it. All my security cameras out.
Sir, I appointed an attorney to represent you. All these things you're telling me, you need to tell your lawyer.
There's no bond.
You have any other questions, sir?
Oh, there's no bond at all.
There's no bond today, sir. Speak with your lawyer about bond.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is complete our business for today.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And are you on tomorrow?
Yes, Your Honor, quick question.
Yes, sir.
Will we be able to use the same Zoom information?
Say that one more time.
Are we going to use the same Zoom information?
Oh, no. I create a new Zoom every day. Like we create new Zooms each time. So if you're on tomorrow, I appreciate you all sending me the, letting me know early. So you can do the same. I'll be ready early. I just didn't know if, I came back to the computer and saw the email. So if you're ready early, I can be ready early. And I'll send the Zoom link as soon as I get the, the first appearance info in the morning. And I usually send the link like after I get the, the initial email.
Thank you, Your Honor. We'll do the same tomorrow.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you. I'll see you then.